What is going on, guys? If you're new to the channel, my name is Zach. Today we're going to be talking about why I go to the gym and I see people that look like they're making zero progress. Like, I'll come back, 6 months later and I've made more progress as an advanced lifter than they have as a beginner. So I'm just going to go over some of the most common mistakes that I think if they fix these, they could be making more progress. Before we get into things, I just want to say subscribe if you have not already and you want to support me, support the channel. So hit that subscribe button and now cue the intro. Alright, so the first mistake, poor exercise selection. I see people all the time doing just, idiotic exercises. They're trying to make things like fancy or like super advanced. Like, I'll see like people doing special variations of the Arnold press that just aren't effective. Basically, my whole view on this is just keep it simple. You don't need to be overcomplicating it. Unless you are like an advanced lifter, the basics are gonna be all you need. Do exercises that are known to work, not ones that like some gym bro told you will like give you that special mind-muscle connection. Just keep it simple. All right, mistake number 2. People change things up too much and don't progressively overload. I see this all the time. If you are like changing things up every single time you come in the gym, how do you know if you're progressively overloading? That is like the known mechanism of muscle growth. Just getting stronger, getting better every time you work out. And if you're constantly changing things up, it's very difficult to track progress. There's nothing wrong with just doing the same thing every time you come in the gym, because as long as you're adding reps and you're going up in weight and you know you're getting stronger, that's effective. That is what builds muscle. You can change things up like every 3 or 4 months, but as long as for those 3 or 4 months you are getting stronger and improving, that is all that matters. If you're changing things up every single time, it's gonna be very difficult to track if you're actually improving. So I do recommend, if you don't already, use a workout tracking app. I've been using one for like 5 years. It doesn't need to be a complicated app. Mine's like a bare bones minimalist app. But if you know like how much weight you're doing, then you know like what goal you need to set every time you come in the gym. So if I got like 8 reps last time, then I'm going for 9 this time. And if I get, once I get to 12, then you increase the weight and you go back down to the bottom of the rep range. But just knowing what reps and weight you should be aiming for makes a huge difference in terms of your progress. Mistake number 3, not eating correctly for your goals. This is kind of similar to tracking your workouts. If you are not seeing the progress that you think you should be seeing, it could be nutrition related. And this doesn't mean that you're not eating healthy or you're not eating the right foods, but the calorie amount is what determines if you gain or lose weight. And this is very important. If you're trying to build muscle, you need to be in a calorie surplus. I mean, you can eat at maintenance, maybe you'll gain a little bit of muscle, but if you really want to see results and build muscle fast, you need to be in a surplus. You also need to be getting enough protein. If you're just eyeballing it, you might be off and you might actually be selling yourself short. So I highly recommend tracking what you eat. It's actually a lot easier than it seems. I do it every single day. I recommend the app MyFitnessPal. Just knowing how many calories you're eating and the amount of protein you're getting will fast track your gains. Trust me on that. That also goes if you're trying to lose weight. It's gonna be a lot faster if you know you're in a calorie deficit and you know for a fact that what you're eating is the right calorie amount. All right, mistake number 4, rushing your workouts. Now, I'm not saying that you need to be in the gym as long as me. I'm in the gym like 2.5 to 3 hours. That is not necessary, but you need to give the gym the proper time if you want to see like really good results. So I'd say like even for a beginner, you should probably be in the gym at the absolute minimum an hour, but ideally an hour and a half. That's a good amount of time and you're definitely going to see results with that. If you're working out for like only half an hour or 45 minutes, you're probably cutting your muscle growth short and your results short. So make sure that you are taking enough time to rest between your sets and that you are recovering properly and you are not just rushing to get out of there and going through the motions. The longer you rest between sets, the more recovered you're gonna be. You're gonna be able to lift heavier, lift more intensely, and you're just gonna build more muscle. So make sure that you are resting long enough. I typically recommend like 2 to 3 minutes. It'll definitely pay off if you try it. So if you're somebody who's been like resting for 30 seconds, try resting longer, trust me, and you will make more progress. All right. Mistake number 5, not training hard enough. Now, you guys know I could go on and on about this, but I'll try to make it brief. Almost every set you do should be within like 1 to 2 reps of failure, if not failure. And I know people will say, oh, you should have never trained to failure, you're not going to be able to recover. That's bullshit. From my own personal experience, I go to failure like every set, and I've had amazing results, and I always recover. So if you're somebody who never trains to failure, try it. And just by going to failing sometimes, you're going to be a better judge of in the future how many reps away from failure you are. You're in the gym to push your limits, to better yourself, get out of your comfort zone. And that's not going to happen if you are truly never going like balls to the wall. So I'm not saying you have to do it every set, but you need to be asking yourself, are you training as hard as the people around you? Are you using weights that challenge you? Are you ever scared? Are you lifting weights that literally scare you before you try it? Like, those are good indicators that you're working hard. I generally recommend going like the 8 to 12 rep range when you fail. If you're more advanced, maybe go down to like 6 reps, 5 reps. But for most people, 8 to 12 is good. If you're going like 20 reps, then you're probably not going to failure, because the higher the rep range you're doing, the harder it is to judge where failure is, because it's more of like an endurance exercise. So if you're somebody who's always doing high reps, make sure that you're doing lower reps at some point and that you're failing when you do those sets. Mistake number 6, having bad form. The biggest problem is that people will be doing exercises and they'll be like working the wrong muscles. Like I saw this dude doing, actually I see this every single time I go to the gym. People will be doing lat pull downs and they'll be like, instead of using their lats and retracting their lats, they will be like pulling it down like a tricep push down all the way to like their freaking belly button. And they're obviously not feeling it in their lats. So you should know what muscles you're trying to target when you do an exercise. You got to ask yourself, are you feeling it in those muscles? If you are not, then you should either watch a YouTube video or ask somebody who's knowledgeable. And just because you're getting good results does not mean that you are doing things correctly. Like I used to get really good results by doing like half reps on like, pressing movements. And I finally just like watched videos of myself and I'm like, oh, like this could be better, and I fixed it and I got better results since. So even if you're getting results, still review what you're doing and see if it can be improved. Don't make assumptions that you are doing things right just because you're big or because you look good. So I think that covers all of the mistakes. Just to recap, number 1, poor exercise selection. Choose exercises that are simple and effective, and you don't need to be doing like crazy variations and special like supersets and techniques. Just keep it simple. Number 2, don't change things up too much. Make sure you are progressively overloading. Just track your workouts. That's the best advice I have, so you know what your goals are when you come into the gym to improve. Number 3, not eating correctly for your goals. Track what you eat. You will get faster results that way. Number 4, don't rush your workouts. Take the proper rest time and spend enough time in the gym. Number 5, not training hard enough. Train close to failure. Don't be a pussy. Number 6, training with bad form. So, like I just said, make sure that you're feeling the exercise in the muscles that you're trying to target. And if you're unsure, ask somebody, look it up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this, more just like sharing my thoughts, talking. If you did enjoy the video, please hit that subscribe button, help the channel grow. Also hit that like button, drop a comment. I appreciate every one of you guys who supports me, and I will see you guys in the next video.